That's right, folks. We came, we saw, we conquered. We went to Margarita's Mexican food and watering hole and took down
That's what they call it.
The Taco-tober Taco Gigante Challenge. 2 pounds of taco shell, meat, sauces, fill-ins. For Goo, he also took on the spicier version, the devilish twin, with the jalapenos and spicy hot Cheeto dust on it. Mac did beat me in time, but I was also staging a video.
Yeah. We both took on the 2-pound taco challenge. I got the white boy version. You got the spicy version. Mine did have jalapenos on it as well, by the way, but you had a spicy crema and spicy Cheeto dust on yours, which added an element that I didn't want. I finished in about 6 minutes and 21 seconds. You were a couple scoops behind me. So we both absolutely beat the shit out of that challenge. And we are now the proud owners of 2 new t-shirts, which you are
I'm wearing mine right now. I thought you'd be wearing yours. We agreed that we'd both be wearing our t-shirts right now. And I feel like you were playing a prank on me.
Mine's a little snug. I'll say that. Like if I wore it out in public, people might look. If I wore it at home, it's comfy. It's comfy. You know?
All right. Well, also shout out to my wife for going and pointing out to me that it's not pronounced gigante.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with her, but I wasn't going to argue with her in the moment. I know the J's in Spanish are soft like that. I don't know if that G's Gigante, is that like the San Francisco Giants? Are they the San Francisco
Oh,
Giants?
they are the Gigantes when they put the little thing at the end, I think.
Okay, maybe.
Also, I don't know. But you can see that. Yep,
and I absolutely demolished it.
Right, but you can see my video of me eating it on WBZ News Radio's TikTok and Instagram. I am also tagged in that. So Instagram, you can just find Instagoo and watch me slobber down that taco.
You can hear me laugh a couple times.
There was more of you laughing that I had to chop out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mac, I will ask you this because this is going to be a big old episode of Mount Rushmores, and maybe we've answered something like this in the past, but what other food competitions do you think that you'd like to now step your foot into the ring of?
To me, like pizza's the clear leader of something I can demolish, eat quickly, and enjoy. And that's the other thing about this taco challenge. It was delicious. It was
very good.
I enjoyed doing it.
Steal of a deal. It's only until the end of the month, so keep that in mind. October 31st is the cutoff of Taco-toberfest at Margarita's, where if you eat the 2-pound Taco Gigante, you get a weekly free taco for a year. But here's the kicker. The Gigante taco is only $15.
$15. If you do it, you get free tacos, 1 a week for a year, and the t-shirt. It's well worth it.
It's well worth it.
Best deal in the country.
It might be. They can pay us money for this, by the way. We're talking a lot about it.
I think pizza's the natural next evolution for an eating challenge contest. Other than that, I'm not so sure what else, like a sweet treat maybe, like cookies or something. I don't know.
No, I can't do anything sugary. Maybe something that's too acidic. I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Oh, so you'd have trouble with pizza then?
I could yes, okay, tomatoes are acidic. I'm talking more like anything too lemony, too limey.
Gotcha.
I think back to the old days when I would try and drink a Bud Light Lime. After 2 of those bitches, my tummy is killing me.
What would be your next eating
oysters,
challenge?
wings. Of course, with wings, though, you have the whole thing of, like, you got to clean the bones. And I do pretty well, but then you got to eat the cartilage at the end. That's tough.
Yeah, I couldn't do bone-in wings. We all know that.
But really, slide anything in front of me, and I'll eat for days.
Yeah.
I can't be stopped, and I won't be stopped.
We can't be stopped now, because it's bad boys for life.
I don't think we can do that anymore. I don't think we can sing that song anymore.
We ain't going nowhere.
And before we get to the episode, we'll also say this, is that we might have a bit of a Halloween special out next week. We partook in something that we had never done before, Mac. Outside of the eating challenge, we've done a lot of new things this week. I've seen you in person twice this week.
Yeah, a lot of new news for Mac and Goo this week. A coworker, a boss of Goo's, a friend of Goo's, proposed the idea of Mac and Goo partaking in a Dungeons and Dragons game, but an abbreviated version,
a campaign
version, a short version, so that we could
Short.
do
It was 4 hours long.
which is short for Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
So a version that we could get it done in one night, which we did. Took us about 4 hours. And Goo and I were ignorant going in. I've said it a couple times now. The only thing I knew about Dungeons and Dragons was that clip of Deborah Ann Wool and John Bernthal talking about it. That was my only insight into the game. So it was a crash course in D&D. And by the end of it, we knew how to play the game pretty much. Goo a little less so than me.
By the end of the game, I was trying to get out of there.
Yeah, but you had a little trouble with your character sheet and whatnot. You just bad at numbers.
What are you talking about? There's no trouble.
You're bad at numbers.
I'm great at numbers. I had no issues with numbers. What are you talking about numbers? I couldn't see sometimes because I had an eye patch on.
Yeah. Goo's character, a sentient hot dog, but only 6 inches long, not a human-sized hot dog. And you had a battle axe?
I had a battle axe. I had a sword. I had glitter. Really, I had everything. And I was out there. I was suspicious of everyone and everything.
My character, a wizard out for vengeance.
Wizard!
Named Gargar Dinks. I don't know if that sounds familiar to anything else. It's not. That's a brand new name I came up with on my own. I by the end of it, I got it. I could partake in that maybe 2 hours a night, once every other week.
Oh, that's more than I think. Because I said
2 hours for 2 hours for one night every other week. I could do.
I said that I would do it once every 2 months if the campaign is 1 hour long.
No, so that's the thing, Goo. The campaigns last years, months. You do one campaign and just play a couple hours at a time.
D&D is like playing golf to me. After 9 holes, I'm ready to leave, and then all my friends are like, you got to do 18, and I just want to hide in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
One Goo, 3 yeah. Goo. Jaws 3. Goo. King of Queens. Goo. Meryl Streep. Entertainment.
I'm Goo.
And I'm Mac.
And you can find that D&D Mac and Goo special sometime next week. There'll be a video. Maybe I'll put the audio up too. Watch it if you want. Don't if you don't, but Goo breaks some stuff.
Yeah, it's long. We'll see what it can
It
get
won't be
chopped
as long.
into.
We're going to chop it up.
Yeah. But if you're into D&D, you can listen and watch as Goo and I fumble around for the first hour trying to figure out what our deal is. And luckily we were there. It was 3 kind of noobs, 3 kind of pros, and they helped us along the way. That's for sure.
Mac, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to do some spooky Rushmores. That's right. Halloween next week. So we said, what better way to celebrate Halloween than to give you spooky Rushmores?
We said we have to record tomorrow and have not prepped a topic. What can we do that'll get something out to the people within 3 hours? And here we are. This is what we have. Our spooky Mount Rushmores. This is Mount Rushmore's number 7, I believe, that we've done.
Sure.
And for the folks at home, Matt, can you explain what a Mount Rushmore is?
If you've never encountered a Mount Rushmore,
never have.
It is your top 4 fruits in a fridge. It is your 4 best flowers in a garden. It is 4 tires on a car. It is 4 faces.
Are there 4 different brands of tires on the car?
No, just the 4 tires.
Oh, just the 4 tires.
So
you also mentioned having 4 different kinds of fruits in your fridge?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Berries
Monopoly.
Berries alone, you can get to 4.
Oh, my God. Mr. Monopoly over here
Blueberry,
with 4
blackberry,
different kinds of fruits in their
Blueberry,
fridge.
blackberry, raspberry, strawberry. Come on.
Some days I have an apple in there. Some days I have a pear in there. A different kind of apple.
That's one of my favorite clips from Dennis the Menace. Apple.
Good callback. That's a good way to start this episode.
That's
Mac,
spooky.
let's
That
get
guy's
to-
spooky.
Mac, recently in the news, hot on the presses here, happened last week, so not that hot, but other teams are starting to replicate this. The Celtics coaching staff, led by Joe Mazzulla, we're not getting sportsy here, we're just explaining it, and then we're going to get to the movie-ish topic that goes with it. They challenged and beat the Celtics media in a 12-minute pickup game. I believe the score was 55 or 57-4. They ran full court press the whole time. They did not allow any passes from the media to the other media. It's a real lopsided event. I'm going to ask you this in movie terms. Can you explain this to the listeners? Can you give me 4 one-sided movie fights or games that says, oh, that's what they did to these people?
First off,
yeah,
I'm not going to pretend, I'd have any chance in a game of former D1 and NBA players,
That's a good point. I forgot to mention that. They're all very large individuals who have played basketball at the highest level.
However, if 3 minutes into this, I realize their goal is to embarrass us, someone's taking an elbow where they don't want to take one. I'm not, they're going to remember me when we're walking off that floor.
Look,
you're not going to embarrass me like that.
You've seen me play basketball. I'm terrible.
Yes, you are.
I'm not above being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You've seen me in sports. I'm a piece of shit.
If you're going to try to throw alley-oops over me on a fast break, you're getting hit. This is going to be
It is
NBA.
weird how I haven't been invited back to the Celtics media game since I wore that sweet pug jersey.
And to Goo's point, he also was not afraid to take a penalty as a goaltender in hockey. So he really would
piece of shit.
chop you down. Goo, the 4 most one-sided fights in movie history, according to me, and this is just not too much research, but some off the top of the head, some help from the internet. The one that I really like talking about and still makes me happy and brings a little tickle to my gut, Goo, here. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Cliff Booth, his dog Brandy, and Rick Dalton versus the Mansion Intruders at the conclusion of that movie. So all-time great scene.
Without a scratch. They were barely touched.
Yes. It wasn't even close. Even close. And the best is like, when he realizes, counts the people, and Dalton's like in the other room or whatever, when he throws the can off the girl's head and then Brandy it's just, it all snowballs so fucking well. That scene's amazing. So good. And then I had to get a Star Wars one in here, Goo. Darth Vader versus the Rebels at the end of Rogue One isn't that fair. And you kind of saw it
fair
coming.
At all. He walks through a hallway and murders everybody.
Pretty one-sided. If you want to have a little bit more even of a playing field, in the series finale or when the last couple
I don't want an
episodes,
even playing field. I want one-sided, lopsided events.
This is so impressive. Obi-Wan squares off with Maul once again in Rebels, in the final season of Rebels, and he fucking runs right through him. Very one-sided, wasn't even close. So choose one of those two, whatever you'd like. Goo, here's one. I'm curious what your thoughts are on here. I go Home Alone 2 over Home Alone 1, but Kevin McAllister versus the Sticky Bandits versus the Wet Bandits.
Kevin is more of a veteran. It seems like the Sticky Bandits have forgotten most of their home invasion training.
They haven't learned whatsoever.
Like, he murders them roughly 13 to 14 times.
Yeah.
But it's at least a 2-on-1.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. But, I mean, Kevin, the Sticky Bandits didn't stand a chance.
No.
And then my 4th one here, and this is a movie that, oddly, no one really talks about. Like, this is one of the greatest movies of all time, and no one really talks about it. Talking about First Blood, John Rambo versus Sheriff Teasel in the Hope, Washington Police Department. Absolutely annihilates these fools in the backwoods, the hills of Washington, the mountains of Washington. The last, hour and a half of that movie is fucking incredible.
He runs through them like tissue paper.
Yeah, Teasel.
You can ask me?
Gil.
Yeah.
What are your top 4 one-sided fights in movies or games or television?
All right, so Cliff Booth, I also have that one. And Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's a man with a sword.
Right.
And then Harrison Ford had diarrhea, so he just pulled out a gun and shot him. Real lopsided.
Yes, very lopsided. Don't bring a sword to a gunfight.
In any Steven Seagal movie, Steven Seagal versus anyone was a part of his contract. He had to beat them and beat them easy.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think this represents this perfectly. At the end of Batman Returns, Batman takes on the Penguin, and all the Penguin has is an umbrella that's also a carousel. How did the Penguin expect to beat Batman? Especially that version of the Penguin.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Penguin, especially this version of the Penguin, is so just, he's more of a politician than anything. He's not really a fighter, so he just gets absolutely
He gets destroyed, falls in the water. We think he drowns. He emerges from the water, pulls out an umbrella. I'll murder you momentarily, but first I need a glass of ice water. And then he dies on his own. There was no pushback.
None whatsoever. Zero resistance.
Zero resistance. Mac, this next Mount Rushmore. What's a Mount Rushmore? 1, 2, 3, 4. Big rock. Mentioned on the Jones and Keefe program, they discussed, being final destinationed. I like that verb. So I said to myself, how about 4 of those? Do you have 4 final destination thoughts in your head that run through your mind? Maybe not on like a regular basis, but they do pop in there every once in a while.
Yeah, this is a hard one to answer because there's been 7 Final Destination movies, so they've done a lot of shit. And if you don't know what we are referencing or what this terminology is, essentially, think of a ridiculous way you can die in everyday life, in a mundane way. And the first one I thought of, and she survived, so I'll talk about it. I know a girl who fell down an elevator shaft at Fenway Park about 13 years ago. The doors on the floor where the elevator gets called to, gave way, and she fell down the shaft and landed on top of the elevator. She survived.
Did you get money?
She got a settlement.
That's not bad.
So I've thought about that ever since, the elevator doors, because they're just kind of flimsy doors that are on the floor.
So here we go.
Really
hey, that's the PSA of the episode right there.
Check
the elevator before stepping in.
No. Don't go anywhere near the elevator doors until the elevator car is there, is the PSA.
I thought it was once the door opens, just check to make sure.
No. Once the door opens, the elevator is going to be there. The elevator wasn't on the floor.
So just don't touch the elevator door until it opens?
There you go.
That's your PSA.
That's the PSA. Take that home with you.
Okay.
Goo, I think about parking garages collapsing more often than I should.
That's a good one.
That's one that I always think about. There's a lot of weight. I don't really understand how parking garages come to be. Sometimes the split level of them you get lost in there. I don't care for parking garages. I try to not park in them when I can. Another thing that I think about occasionally, and most of these fans you see in your house aren't made of metal, but if you did have a metal fan, this would be more frightening. A fan blade letting loose as it's spinning and just decapitating you.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That could be a thing maybe. If Final Destination hasn't done it, they should. And then another one. I don't frequent it anymore, or as much, I should say. Now my car is 10 and a half years old. But I used to frequent the drive-through car washes quite a bit when I first got my vehicle.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit going on in a car wash. That could be like a Saw type of fucking situation if things go wrong in there.
Yeah, I think of, for me, thank you for asking, on the highway, either next to a truck or behind a truck. I'm always like, what if something pops out of the back of that truck, goes right through my face, and that's it?
Yeah, my mom has a great phobia of driving next to 18-wheelers.
So then also driving next to 18-wheelers, whether they try and run you off the road or it just tips over.
Yeah, or if they don't just see you and you go slide right underneath the thing.
You ready for this one?
Sure.
Space Mountain. Disney World. Scares the bejesus out of me.
Getting your capacitated.
Especially the first time and the only time I have ever ridden the ride. I was in the first seat, and I was like this the whole time. I'm like, I hate this. This is the worst. I can't see what's happening.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think it's a common one, though, roller coasters.
And then finally, and this doesn't go for me, it's me as the most nervous parent in the world. Anytime my son goes near anything, I'm like, it's going to kill him.
Don't do anything. For any reason whatsoever.
Whether it be a closed window, playing at the playground, walking downstairs.
Yeah, it'll make him stronger. You gotta.
I'm in constant fear. I'm like, if he goes one level higher on these jungle gyms, he's gonna get hurt.
You learn a lesson.
Well, if he's still around, yeah. All right, Mac. The Halloween season is upon us, and the holiday is next week. And I'm going to ask you, when you are setting up your Zune, what 4 songs are you going to play on the most hallowed days, the most spookiest of days on Halloween?
I didn't want to do the Monster Mash because that's too obvious. I think Thriller's a good answer, but I abstained. I started off with one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite artists, Gravedigger from Dave Matthews Band, Gravedigger. when you dig my grave. Spooky.
It's spooky, yeah.
Spooky. Ghostbusters theme.
Don't
That's
sing
an
that too
all-time
well.
banger.
They're going to flag us.
All-time banger. Ray Parker Jr. A more recent one from a work that we know and love dearly. The Day Robert Palin's Murdered Me. From
Yep.
I Think You Should
Well,
Leave.
they wanted something spooky.
Billy as in me or Billy as in him. And honestly, the parts that Billy are singing is pretty good song. Pretty good song. And then one of my all-time favorites, and this was actually came up in bar trivia the other night. Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. Ooh, Werewolves of London. Dun, 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 dun. Goo,
Yeah, what's up?
on your Zune there,
My
what are you
Zune, yeah.
downloading from LimeWire to get on there?
Yeah. What songs do I want?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Give me Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden.
Okay. All right.
And that's like 7 minutes long. Lots of different journeys in that
Sure.
song.
Sure.
Spiders by System of a Down.
I don't think I know this one.
Spiders are a spooky animal, and they're in
Yeah.
your hair.
Are these the lyrics?
It's either in your hair or in your head. I'm going to choose Serge Tankian is saying in your hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't want spiders in my hair. That'd be
No.
creepy
no,
as
I don't
shit.
have. That would scare me just having hair since I don't
Because
have any.
you know what's in your head, Mac? Zombies. Zombies. Zombie. Oh. Zombies by the Cranberries.
Great one, Goo. I wish I
Yeah.
had it on mine. I regret not having that on my list.
And then finally, Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers. Monster Mash. It's the best of all time. Don't ignore it. Come on.
Graveyard Smash.
It's a graveyard smash.
They did that
They done mash. And then you can fill in the final one here. I also did a little bonus of scores and themes, Tubular Bells, The X-Files, and Halloween.
Whatever the theme is from The Exorcist, whatever that one
Tubular
is.
Bells. I just
Is
said
that one?
Tubular Bells.
Sorry, I didn't recognize it as Tubular Bells. So, just to recap, spooky Halloween playlist songs and whatnot. Neither of us put Thriller on there.
It's not spooky enough.
I don't know. It's a spooky laugh in there.
Is it spookier than Spiders?
Depends who you're asking.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me one more theme for our spooky theme songs?
Did you have Jaws?
Let's say Jaws is on there. Cool.
There you go.
You know what's crazy, though, is that both Tubular Bells and X-Files is on the compilation album of Pure Moods.
Okay. All right. It's a nice
I
fun
often
fact.
think sometimes, like, I'll be at my parents' house and I'll hear my dad listen to the music. I'm like, is he listening to Pure Moods right now?
What's,
is that-
what color? What
Is
color
that
your
Enya?
What color's your mood ring right now?
Mine's green. If anyone can tell us what green means, that would really help out. Mac, let's say this. Let's say you are dropped off in a real spooky situation. You're in the woods. You got to survive there for a month. Let's say 30 days. Let's say one of the 30-day months, not the 31-day months.
Sure.
Also not the 28-day month.
Yep. Or 29.
I'm going to ask you, what fictional 4 weapons, so movie, television, or whatever you want, 4 weapons would you choose to bring with you in the woods?
This was my favorite one to answer, Goo, and I think I absolutely crushed it. Number
Mhm.
one, you're bringing a lightsaber. It's going to
Yeah.
act as your saw and a heat source. It's 2 in 1. You can do all sorts of shit with the lightsaber. It's an absolute must.
Which lightsaber?
I'd probably go green because it's gonna blend a little better with the
You're all
surrounding
about aesthetic.
woods.
You're all
you
about
know?
aesthetics.
You know, I'm on Endor. You
Yeah.
know, I want the green to blend a little bit. But it's, heat stuff up, cut trees down, eventually build a cottage, whatever the fuck I'm gonna build. Goo, this one popped in my head because you brought this up when we were discussing D&D. Santa Claus's bag, essentially a black or a pocket universe, a little an endless thing, an endless supply.
Yeah.
I just carry this little knapsack and I can carry anything and everything in there, which
Everything.
will be useful if I'm out in the woods for 30 days. Maybe I'll sleep in it. I don't know. Who knows? Goo, Star Trek had this thing called the Replicator, which you could give it any sort of orders or descriptions, and it would just create it for you. So that's sort of a cheat code here, but maybe it's allowed. Who knows? Because it's not really a weapon.
There are no rules.
But it could make weapons, maybe. So
It's a tool. Yeah. It's a tool.
It's a tool. There you go. Goo. And then finally, I'm thinking about stuff that I could use to hold my logs together that I've cut down with my lightsaber. And I got Spider-Man's webs, or maybe I'll just hang out in a web hammock. Spider-Man webs would be very useful.
Multi-purpose. Yeah. Mac, for me, I also want a lightsaber. I'm going to ask you this one, though. Who has the lightsaber that is double-sided? One end is long, one end is short like a knife.
Oh, I don't remember.
I would like that one, though, so I could choose what I need.
I'm going to Google.
If I can't get that, I'll use Kylo Ren's, and I'll just have, like, the ends poke out to use those as a little shiny, stabby thing. Give me Captain America's shield. You can use it as a Frisbee, or you could use it to protect yourself. So fun or protection. That sounds nice. Give me Batman's automatic bat beacon. If you're in the woods and you're able to control the bats, think of there's an endless possibility there.
Bats aren't really in the woods, though.
But if you have the bat beacon, then they will be. They're not in Gotham, but suddenly they're in Gotham.
And they're just going to eat all the mosquitoes around you?
They'll eat the mosquitoes around me, or if a bear attacks me, I'll be like, not today, bear. Bat beacon.
All right. I couldn't find one lightsaber you're talking about. Ahsoka does have the shorter second blade.
Yeah, but the second blade,
they don't
it's
go
one
together.
lightsaber. You can't have two lightsabers.
Well,
that's
this is
cheating.
What you picked.
And then finally, is this a cheat code? Maybe. But a Green Lantern power ring. It can be anything. It could be a boat.
That's a good one, too. That's a good one. Yeah.
So?
That's
Who survives in the woods, Goo or Mac?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you're going to obtain food unless you're eating the bats. But
I could eat the bats.
I got the replicator to make me food.
Yeah, but you're eating fake stuff then, if it's replicating stuff.
At least I'm eating.
I can eat all the animals. I have a lightsaber to kill them. I can cook them with whatever.
Okay.
You can start a fire with the lightsaber, too. The lightsaber is really what we're using.
The lightsaber you got to have. Yeah.
We probably should have said no lightsaber.
Well, what are you going to do?
At first, I was like, should I get Stormbreaker? Because, I'm not able to pick up Mjolnir. I'm not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
But Stormbreaker, hammer one end, axe on the other.
He's strong enough for Stormbreaker.
Come on. Mac, let me ask you this here. You have actually just recently moved into a new house. Is there anything in your house that scares you? What is the scariest thing in your house? Give me 4.
That's funny you bring this up. And it's on my list, but that doesn't really scare me, but does scare people. So the building I live in, there's 4 units.
Yeah.
2 first floor, 2 second floor. So the basement has all twists and turns and stairs, like scissor stairs. We all get our own little compartment in the basement, but the stairs sort of pass by each other in a scissor method.
Nice.
So you can't
Scissor
see
me
the other
timbers.
person, but sometimes when someone's coming down their stairs, you could quite clearly hear it.
Nice.
So about 6 weeks ago, I came bumbling down my stairs to throw some laundry in my washing machine. And I heard what I thought was someone down here. And they said, hello? And I was like,
nice.
So I paused. And I'm like, there's no possible way someone's in my basement. So then I said, hello? It was a female, by the way. And the girl screamed. She screamed. It was my neighbor in her side of the basement, but we both thought we were in each other's basements. So I said, "Oh, it's Jeffrey. I'm on my side over here." She goes, "Oh my God!" I literally scared the shit. She went to go running up the stairs. So basement stairs.
Basement stairs.
Good.
Number 1.
The toxic combination of cleaning supplies like bleach and ammonia creates a toxic gas that could kill you. That's scary. Don't do that. Don't do that. Pests. Centipedes, spiders, maybe mice, maybe what you got some of those in your house. Maybe that scares you. And then Goo, the stuff that would get you as kids mostly. Shadows. Shadows can be spooky.
You gonna ask me?
Goo.
Yeah.
What scares you in your old ass house?
All right. I live in an old ass house that not everything from when my grandparents used to live there has been taken out. So there's this really old lamp that looks kind of like Peter Pan, and I don't like it.
Okay. All right.
I think it's in my basement right now, and I catch a peek of it every once in a while, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
My cousin was supposed to take it. They didn't take it, and it's just in my house still.
We'll just throw it out.
I can't. It's Peter Pan. I have staircases in my house that lead to nowhere.
Oh, all right.
Like my bedroom closet is a staircase that used to go to the attic.
Yeah.
Now it is just staircase to nowhere.
So the staircase to your attic, was that put in after the fact? Or was that
Yeah, I
also
think
there?
they moved the entrance of the attic,
Okay.
but they never removed the old stairs.
So the stairs are like in the back of the closet and you can still use it as a closet?
Yes, so it's my closet now. But it
Okay.
reminds me of the old agnostic Led Zeppelin song. I'm buying a stairway to nowhere.
I've been in a lot of
stand by that
homes
one.
over the
Okay.
last 15 years. I did pest control for the better part of 12 years. And I've seen a lot of old, janky New England homes with a lot of random staircases in random places, some
Mhm.
narrow. And so New England in particular, because it's such an older region in the country, has a lot of bizarre staircases.
There is an area in my basement that is like cornered off and closed off by weird plastic curtains.
Okay.
And in the time that I have lived in the house, I have never looked to see what is inside of those plastic curtains.
Well, you should.
Might be ghouls.
It's too scary for you.
It's a bit too scary for me. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
That's
want to
fair.
look.
That's
I
fair.
don't want to look.
That's
And
fair.
then finally, in the crawl spaces of my attic, a lot of weird stuff in there.
Yeah, where the light doesn't reach down towards the eaves of the house.
Well, no. So my attic, it's paneled at like weird corners. If you
Mhm.
remove the paneling, there's like weird insulated crawl spaces where there's old doors
okay. Storage.
just laying there. There's old doors.
Yeah. Old doors
Yeah.
are scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my spooky house.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, Mac, did you know that on the day of October 20th, 2000, 25 years ago, Bedazzled hit theaters? The Elizabeth Hurley at her peak and Brendan Fraser classic. I will ask you this. A Mount Rushmore, that's 4, not 5, yet, Brendan Fraser movies.
I was hoping you would ask me Mount Rushmore of Elizabeth Hurley Instagram posts, but I'll
Tell me
go
about
with
those.
Brendan Fraser movies. Bedazzled has to be on there. Came out
Bedazzled's
when we
on
were
there.
11 years old. Very influential movie.
It was
to
always on
in that.
Comedy Central, too.
And I think it's also the first movie that came out after The Mummy. The Mummy's on there. We lived through the original Brendan Fraser era.
Yeah.
And then Gook, a few years later, Brendan Fraser is a supporting role in an Oscar-winning film called Crash. Now, people
Mhm.
hated that it won the Oscar. I loved that movie at the time. Still enjoy it. I understand all the criticisms. Still enjoy that movie. And then you have a group of 90s movies that Fraser starred in that were not very good, but some beloved. This one, I think, came out at the tail end of that, or it was early 2000s. Don't quote me on this, Goo. But Blast from the Past is my favorite Fraser.
That's my number one.
Goofy movie.
That's my number one out of all of his movies.
I enjoy the shit out of this movie.
I love Blast from the Past. Alicia Silverstone and Christopher Walken.
Yep. So
Get out of
good.
my face.
So good.
Thank you for asking me, Mac. The Mummy obviously is in here. Shout out The Mummy 2, though. The Mummy 2 was a nice little sequel. It's Rachel Lee Cook. That's his co-host. Not co-host.
Rachel
Co-star.
Weisz.
Who is it?
Rachel Weisz.
Who's Rachel Lee Cook?
She was where she takes her glasses off and she's hot. That
Oh,
movie.
are you sure?
Yeah. Yes,
Mount Rushmore of Rachel's real quick. Emergency.
Rachel Weisz, Rachel Lee Cook, Rachel Green, Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray. There we go.
Bang.
Okay, so back to this. Mummy movies. Rachel Weisz, very thin eyebrows. I don't know how you can act off that. Have you seen her in the second one? Paper thin eyebrows. Airheads.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler. A cavalcade of supporting actors that just bring the thunder. Chris Farley pops in there. He brings in a football helmet filled with cottage cheese. Bedazzled, obviously, and then Blast from the Past, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that. That's kind of coupled with, like, I love that movie, and I love Pleasantville. For some reason,
Pleasantville's great too.
both very similar to me.
Yep. I understand what I'm picking up what you're putting down there. Goo,
Yeah.
on the honorable mention list of Rachel's. McAdams. McAdams probably
Yeah.
should have been on there. Apparently Meghan Markle's real first name is Rachel. Toss her on there. People like Rachel Brosnahan,
Oh,
She's a person. I like her a lot more after Superman. Rachel Dratch, Lexington Zone, I believe.
Lexington
Rachel
Zazu.
Dratch.
I'll say this.
Very funny.
We always stand by this, is that when you're looking for a representative from the Massachusetts area, if you can't get Mac and Goo, don't get Lenny Clark. Give us Zazu, Rachel Dratch.
I suppose. Oh, Rachel Bilson. There's another one.
Rachel Bilson. That's a good top 10 of Rachel's. Good.
Yeah.
Good work.
All right.
Shout out to George of the Jungle, Monkey Bone, and those 3 episodes of Scrubs.
So what's your 4th?
Blast from the Past.
Okay. So you
Bedazzled.
didn't have Bedazzled.
I did. Bedazzled.
Oh, all right. I think you named
Airheads.
7 movies.
The Mummy. I love Brendan Fraser. Mac, TV shows are known for having, the time of the year. They'll try and mold their episodes around the events or the seasons that are happening. And one of them, or actually they all do this, one of the seasons or the holidays is Halloween. So I'm going to ask you this. 4 best Halloween episodes of television shows. And there's a good chance that we've already answered this question 9 times.
So 2 right off the bat, I knew were going to be on the list. You have the Boy Meets World murder mystery in the high school. It's an all-time episode, actually spooky, especially when you were 10 years old. Great fucking episode of television. Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 7. This is
7's a good one.
Where Bart finds out he has a conjoined twin brother, Hugo. So Hugo's in the attic. You also get Lisa growing a colony of small beings. And then this is also the one where Kay and Kodos impersonate Clinton and Bob Dole.
That's such a good one.
Great episode.
Twirling, twirling, twirling.
The Office only had 1 up until season 5 or 6 because it was just trying to be a good show, and then they fell into the classic tropes. But the one in the first 4 seasons is season 2, episode 5, just titled Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Michael has to fire someone. He's got the paper mache head, iconic costume. You 3-hole punch Jim. Dwight's a Sith Lord, and no one knows what he is. Rational consumer Oscar, and then also Jim and Pam post Dwight's resume online. Great episode. Not nearly the best episode of The Office, but good Halloween episode. And then Goo, I couldn't pick which one, but a show that no one talks about enough, and I know that you and I love, is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, the heist episodes.
Yeah, their Halloween episodes are heist episodes, and they're always great. Always great episodes. So pick whatever one your favorite one is.
Mac, for me, I also only picked 1 episode of The Simpsons. I could have just done 4 episodes of Treehouse of Horror. I said, no, Goo, the people don't want to hear that again. But I would say Treehouse of Horror 5, that's in season 6. That's The Shinning, Time and Punishment, and Nightmare Cafeteria.
That's a great one.
Also, 2, 3, and 6 are amazing, too. It's really, I like to now, as opposed to just the individual sketches in there, you have to pair them up.
Yeah.
You can't just say this one's the best. No, how do the 3 as an aggregate, how do they show up? Community, season 2. I like the first season of Community where it's them having the Halloween party, but the season 2 one where everyone turns into zombies and you're like, does this episode even count? But Shirley gets pregnant in the episode and that counts. It's good stuff. Also, it's a great Dean Pelton episode where the music that is playing over the loudspeakers is a mix of his personal notes and ABBA.
I love that whatever that dude's name is essentially playing the same character in everything he pops
Jim
up
Rash?
in. Jim Rash, that's his name.
That's
He's
right.
great.
Oh, he's in Friends, That 70s Show.
Yep.
He plays the Riddler on Harley Quinn.
He is the sidekick villain in what is the Disney superhero high school movie? This is Will Stronghold and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's the main villain. Jim Rash is her sidekick. Sky High.
Sky High School.
There.
High School Sky High. Then we go to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the brownout.
Great one. Yeah, that's
another great one-off too. Someone gets pregnant. I like pregnancy episodes. I like to know that people are getting pregnant. That's what gets me going. And then finally, episode 5 of WandaVision.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right.
Brings her kids out trick-or-treating. She wears the costume.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to American Horror Story and Stranger Things. That's just spooky TV.
True.
I'm also surprised that you didn't put Curb Your Enthusiasm on there.
Yeah, that's a good one. I just like the 3-minute clip talking about Trick or Treat Bald Asshole. Yeah, maybe it should have been on there. Probably should have been on there.
And then Parks and Rec. I don't love the Greg Pikitis story of it,
Pikitis.
but I like the Halloween parties. Those are good things. So Ron's always a pirate.
Yeah. Andy just dresses up as Chuck Liddell in one of them.
Mac, right now, current affairs, time stamping. The Toronto Blue Jays are in the World Series, and they are playing against the Los Angeles Dodgers, I believe.
That's correct.
On the Blue Jays is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. His father was Vladimir Guerrero Sr. Both of them very good baseball players. Most likely both of them will be in the Hall of Fame. We're going to put this into terms that like our audience would understand because that's too sportsy. I'm going to ask you, acting-wise, give me a parent and child duo that you would kind of compare them to. Who are the best parent-child Nepo babies duo? And if they have two famous parents, choose one, please.
So Janet Leigh and Jamie Lee Curtis was the first.
I also have her as well.
I thought
both of them. Yeah.
She's an original Scream Queen, iconic actress. Jamie Lee Curtis became that and then some, even more successful. Stellan Skarsgård, would name any of his children.
You got to pick one.
They're all successful.
You got to pick one.
Not Bill.
So
not Bill.
Bill's really successful.
I'll go. Is it Alex played?
Big Little Lies.
Yes, him. Alexander Skarsgård.
He's the Big Little Lie in the show. He's the titular character.
Yeah. People have been wanting him to play Batman for years, too.
The dad? Stellan?
No. Goo, this is one that is really, I don't know if a lot of people have it on their list, but I love them both. Eugene and Dan Levy.
I also have Eugene and Dan Levy.
So good.
Because you also, it's that both of them are great.
Yes. Fantastic. And Dan has really just given us the one thing of greatness, but it's an all-time television show.
But he was the writer on the show.
Yes. All-time television show. One of the most unique shows that's ever been made. Eugene, obviously, you don't even really need to
comedy
say
legend
about him.
Eyebrows. He was in Bringing Down the House.
And then the fourth combo. This is the one I had hardest with. You got the Douglases. You got all sorts of people.
Yeah.
I went Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen. As much as Charlie Sheen has been pretty problematic over the last 15 years.
That's a good duo.
Pretty fucking great actor prior to that. And Martin Sheen is great in his own right, too.
Also equally as famous.
Yes. Yes. Which is a key part of this.
Yes. Thank you for asking me, Mac. I'm going to go, you already mentioned two of mine, Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis, Eugene, and Dan Levy. Ben and Jerry Stiller.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like that.
Obviously, famous mother as well, but I'm going to land on those two. And then, while one might be like, oh, he's the GOAT, the son's pretty good too. Denzel and John David Washington.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, John David has been in quite a few good movies over the last decade. Oh, he's great in fucking BlacKkKlansman. I didn't love him in the HBO show. What was Ballers?
You liked everyone else in Ballers, though.
He was good in Tenet. He was okay in The Creator. Yeah, that's a good one. I thought you were going to go Tom Hanks and Colin Hanks, and I was going to punch you in the mouth because I hate Colin Hanks.
Yeah, but let's say...
Although Colin Hanks is great in Nobody, too, as a son of a bitch.
Let's say that we're playing Hollywood 2K26.
Yeah.
Denzel, legacy character, a 100.
Yeah, I was going to say 99 overall.
So, like, say John David is somewhere like high 70s, low 80s. You're still
on the way up, though. On the way up.
You're still... Yeah, he's got a dev.
Yeah. Got a dev game coming up for
John
David Washington.
Also, you mentioned shout outs to the Russells.
I said Douglases. I didn't mention the Russells.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Russells, the Douglases.
You could probably go Goldie Hawn and Kate Hudson too.
Or even the son, Ollie Hudson.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a good family. Yeah. You got three star children, two movie star parents.
Yeah. Well, Kurt is not Kate's father.
No, I'm aware of that. He's also not Ollie's father.
Yes.
But Wyatt is the child of both of them.
That's correct.
But you can only use one of them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also, so when you look at the Hawks, do you pair Maya up with Ethan or with Uma?
I would go Ethan Hawke. Uma Thurman really, it's Kill Bill.
But Uma, I think Uma's a bigger movie star, though. Like Uma,
that's not true.
and maybe not in
That's
this
not
current day, but if you said Uma 10 years ago, you know who Uma is.
No, Ethan Hawke was still bigger then.
If you say, if you tell me Hawk, I'm thinking Tony.
And you know what? Ethan Hawke was still pretty successful in the 90s. I mean, they were pretty even playing field, but I think Ethan overtook Uma in the 2010s.
I like the Quades, too.
Good. You know what movie's underrated? Boyhood.
Yeah, Boyhood's great. It's underrated.
It's
Sorry.
underrated.
Google it right now and
It's
look
underrated.
for its Rotten Tomato score.
Listen, it's underrated. I'm telling you right now, it's underrated.
Tell me what the Rotten Tomato score is.
It's high. It's high.
It's a fucking 100, you dipshit.
It's high. It's still underrated.
Oh, what do you want it to be? What do you want it to be?
I want more people to talk about it.
All right, Mac, this is a great topic. Let's get Pauly charged. On Mount Rushmore.
I saw this and I was like, what are you doing, Gil?
On Mount Rushmore, there are 4 presidents. The 4 best, obviously, because why else would they be on there?
Sure.
Washington, Jefferson, one of the Roosevelts, Lincoln.
There you go. You got 3.5.
I know it's Teddy. He's a fucking Rough Rider. Matt, can you give me the 4 spookiest presidents?
So you put one on here, so I'll just go with it. You have Abe Lincoln on here. Can you explain why Abe is so spooky?
He looks like a Frankenstein.
Okay. All right. Let's count him. Abe's on here. Goo, here's some research into the topic. William Henry Harrison was the first president.
I did the same fucking research. I'm glad that we're on the same page.
The first president to die in the White House. And here's where you want to get real Pauly charged here.
Is it William Taft?
Obviously Trump.
Okay.
Obviously Trump.
Oh, Mac. Pauly
and if
charged.
you're an intern, President Clinton was probably the spookiest thing you could see.
He's attacking both sides now. He's getting at both sides. Mac is not afraid.
Yeah.
All right, so you mentioned, I confused them. I apologize. William Henry Harrison haunts the attic of the White House.
Okay, is that where he died? In the attic?
That'd be weird.
Yeah. Why the fuck's he up?
Real weird. Harry Truman would joke around about there being ghosts in the White House, but secretly he believed it. He'd be humorously being
super
like,
cool about it.
I've had encounters with ghosts, but like secretly he believed he did have encounters with ghosts. Speaking of having encounters with ghosts and not wanting people outside of the White House to know about it, William Taft believed that a teenage ghost known as the Thing was haunting the White House in 1911. The Thing was an unknown boy about the age of 14 or 15, and he did not want this information to leave the White House.
Okay. That seems like there's some other stuff maybe going on in his head that were leading to visions of a 14 or 15-year-old boy there. I'll leave it at that. That's spooky.
And then once again, Abe Lincoln. He's got that face.
Did you say, hey, Blinken?
At first, I was just going to do like spooky puns, but then as I started to dig, I'm like, shit. Mac, let's move on to our, let's put this one in your sack.
Okay.
Let's get into Mac Sack. And Mac Sack could be anything. It could be a boat, but this week it's a car.
Yeah.
It's a car, Mac. There's a bunch of different ways that you're able to park a car. Really, there's only 4 ways, roughly.
Sure.
So I'm going to ask you to rank the 4 different ways, the Mount Rushmore of ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 faces, 4 presidents, 4 spooky presidents on a rock. I would love to see a Mount Rushmore now with William Henry Harrison, William Taft, Harry Truman, and Abe Lincoln.
Okay.
Make it happen, folks. Back to this question, though. Rank the Mount Rushmore of ways that you can park a car.
I do think I am very qualified to speak about this, Goo. I consider myself quite the good driver. I've driven every sort of vehicle you can imagine.
Time out before you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
At D&D, at Dungeons & Dragons, not to speak, but for some reason, whenever the topic of something burning was brought up, Mac was then asked if it was true.
Immediately came to me. I'm like,
If something could burn, or if how something sounds when it's burning. And Mac's like, I don't know.
I do some, but not all. Not all.
You're the expert.
I've driven sedans, I've driven SUVs, I've driven vans, I've driven some large apparatus in my day job. And I think easily, Goo, the worst way you can park is simply pulling into a spot. It's a simpleton move. It is what I think causes the most accident in parking lots and on streets.
How?
Because when you have to get out of the spot, you have to back out of the spot, and you can't see shit. Whereas if you back into the spot, Goo, you're well aware of your surroundings, and no one is moving as you're backing into the spot.
If you waste your time and be a chump backing into a spot,
it's much
as
safer.
You're like, everyone get out of my
safer.
way,
and it's easier to get out.
Spot.
And anyone that's ever lived on a main road, you back into your driveway because it's 10 times easier to get out of the driveway than it is to back out of it.
No, as you waste your time, you set up your compass, and you're like, I'm going to back into my spot.
That's the standard. The best version of backing into a spot is actually pulling through a spot. So you can
That's number one. Pulling through is the number one.
No, that's number two. Because number one, Goo, there is absolutely nothing more satisfying on planet Earth, and especially in a city like Boston that has some pretty janky streets. If you nail a perfect parallel park on your first try, there is nothing more satisfying than that. And in fact, you get out of the car and you feel like people should be high-fiving you. Because I pulled off about 3 months ago in front of the Old North Church, Goo, with a tour outside of the Old North Church. The best single parallel park I've ever had with my new girlfriend in the car. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if she was impressed.
That's why we're still together. That's the reason why.
The little kid, not little, he's like 10 or 12, that was with the Old North Church tour, went like this when I got out of the car. He's never driven a car, but he was impressed by my parallel park.
God bless us, everyone. That's what he said.
If you nail a parallel park in front of people, nothing more satisfying.
The one that I would put over in satisfying is if you're parallel parking, but it's on a one-way street and it's on the opposite side that you're not used to doing all the time.
Yeah.
Nah, that's just showing off.
It's the same thing.
That's just showing off.
It's almost easier on that side because you're on the side that you're parking on.
Okay, so for me, thank you for asking. Pulling through is number one. You're heading out immediately, and you're not wasting your time stopping your car and backing into a spot.
That's not wasting time. You're saving time because it takes more time to back out of the spot.
Pulling in is the easiest. Just do the easiest thing. Don't waste my time.
It's not always possible.
Pulling in is super easy.
Oh, I thought you meant pulling through. No, pulling in is don't do it.
Pull in.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Pull in.
Don't drive a car if you're going to pull into a spot.
Don't waste my time with your backing into a spot.
Get on a bicicleta if you're going to fucking.
No, you have people behind you. You stop your car and you're like, everyone, wait a second. I'm
so
going to back into this spot.
What happens when you back out of a spot? Does that not happen?
You wait for cars to go.
No, it's even worse. Back into the spot.
No. Wait in the comment section below. You write down back in or pull in. Join the conversation.
If you're not back into a spot, you don't know how to drive.
Parallel parking is great. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I get the yips, though, and it takes me like an hour.
Here's an addendum to that. People don't know how to fix a bad initial. They pull all the way back out. You don't need to do that. Just pull forward a little, then re-back up. People are bad at. There's a lot of people that are bad at parallel parking, but where they mess it up is when they pull all the way back out. You don't need to do that. Just pull forward a little bit at an angle and then back in again. Feather it back in. Don't pull all the way back out into traffic. Now you're fucked.
There's also nothing more frustrating than when people, and it's usually when there are no more of like the parking pay things because, we don't need them anymore. But they pull into like the spot and they're not in the proper spot anymore. And it throws off the whole feng shui of the parking area.
Correct.
And then finally, at number 4, the worst, the biggest waste of time is backing into a spot.
No,
I'm anti-backing into spot.
Why do you think the fire department backs into the bay?
Because it is a fucking fire truck.
Because the quickest way to get out of anywhere is pulling forward. Right?
Yeah, but you're taking time backing in, though.
Which takes less time than backing out. Boom, roasted.
I'm not even sure if that's true.
It is. Let's run an experiment tomorrow.
Well, I'm not doing that, by the way.
We'll do it in the WBZ parking lot.
I pull through spots here.
Yeah. See, but some parking lots, that's not possible. If you can have a pull through, best of both worlds.
Has it ever happened to you when you're pulling through and suddenly someone's about to pull in?
love that, and I love. Sorry, already here, because you've already won. You're in the spot. Already.
No. I say I'm sorry, and I back out of the spot. I'm
No,
like, this is
no.
your spot now.
You've
I'm kidding.
dominated
That's
the
never
spot.
happened. I just keep pulling through. That'd be a real beta move on my part.
For sure.
No,
For
Alpha,
sure.
you take that spot.
I've always wanted to team up with someone in a parking lot where someone's parked in between the two spots and park on either end of their car.
Have you ever driven in Boston and you're looking for a parking spot and you see a human being standing in the spot and you say to them, get the fuck out of that spot. You can't hold the spot.
I have been waiting my whole life to park in a spot where someone has been trying to hold the spot.
I did
I'll
that
just
once.
slowly inch up 1 or 2 miles per hour. You can stand there all you want. The car's going to move you. I've been waiting my whole life for that.
No, and so like the person was like, oh, the person's coming. And I'm like, if the person's not right behind
This
me.
isn't a, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And even if they are right behind me, I'm here first. Get the fuck out of the way.
I almost hit a guy once.
Good.
I'm going to bleep that out. I don't want that on here. But
No,
yeah.
good.
No, the guy's like, no, stop. I'm like, there's no spots. And I want to
out
go
of
to
the
Dick's
way.
Sporting Goods. I
Get
need
out
to
of
go
the
to Dick's
way.
Sporting Goods.
Yes.
And then the
I gotta
wife
get some
ran
new
over.
batting gloves.
The wife ran over. She was crying. It was a whole thing. My husband was standing there for a while. He shouldn't have been.
Goo, I'm a pretty
Cars go
docile.
there.
I'm a pretty docile human being. I operate at a very low speed. The flip switches. You put me in a situation like that, I turn into a savage human being. I frothing at the mouth. Those type of people are the worst fucking type of people. Saving spots. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I'm pretty relaxed.
You are.
But when I have someone yelling in my ear to tell them to get out of the way, I'm saying, okay, honey, I'm going to do
can
it.
Picture it. Well, you got to do it. Otherwise, she's going to do it. And you're more afraid of what she's going to do unless you do it.
Just talk about the scariest things in my house. My wife. I love you. Mac, where can the folks find us?
You can find us on X and Instagram at Mac and Goo Podcast. Every other platform where you're Mac & Goo. It's Mac Shift 7 Goo. That includes Facebook, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Spreaker, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify, but more importantly, we're on Apple Podcasts. Get on there, rate, review, subscribe, 5 stars. If you do that, maybe one day we'll get you a free Mac and Goo t-shirt from the folks over at Watertown Sportswear. That's Watertown Sportswear, 34 Mount Auburn Street in Watertown. Watertown Sportswear, expert screen printing and embroidery.
tpublic.com merch. Check us out for a news dump at the top of the week. And then at the end of the week, Mount Rushmores of Halloween TV shows, you think? Do it again?
Yeah, we'll just run it back.
Run it back for the 100th time. We've definitely done that 4 or 5 times. It's a go-to.
Hopefully you'll have watched Gen V by either Monday or Thursday.
Okay, it has to be Thursday. I haven't watched any
Gen
episodes.
V finale was this week, and it was pretty great. It's leading right into The Boys season 5.
There's also a good chance that I fall asleep tonight at 6 o'clock.
You have a week to watch 8 episodes.
It was insane last night. We left D&D roughly 11 o'clock.
Oh, so you didn't use your GPS, I take it.
I went Sturo. There was over an hour of traffic at 11:30.
My GPS took me, when I left the station, Goo, it took me in this roundabout way, and I'm like, what is it doing? And then I looked, and it was like avoiding a backup. So they must have had something closed. It took me all the way through the back roads, and then I got on Soldiers Field Road, right by your house, actually.
Bullshit.
And then onto the Pike. It took me all the way around. Yeah, because I was like already asleep by the time you texted me. That was crazy.
I got home at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. It was crazy.
It's insane.
And then, I was so jazzed about D&D that I couldn't sleep. If you watch the end of the video, I'm sleeping at the table, I think. But
did you ask your wife if she wanted a little bit of the sentient hot dog?
I'm like, do you want some D&D? I don't know what the second D stands for, but
some Dick and Donuts.
Well, save that. Let's save that for our donut shop. That's a good idea. Tuesdays are Goose Days. I abuse kangaroos. Tim Burton.
Bye.
Please flip the cassette over to side B to continue the adventure.
Now it's time for girls jumping on trampolines.